and just the good luck stuff from running the camera. I cannot find... I gotta tell you why. I like being self-sufficient, living on a bike, and not depending on other people. I try not to, and I blew it the last couple days, and I blew my old tradition of not depending on other people very much. And I paid for it. Damn. Alright, this is not good. Everything made it, except for the most important things. Alright, what a wreck. So this is my life. Living in a tent, in a shed, or on the bike. Sometimes gets a little wacky and weird, and what am I doing with this in here? Thank God. This is the reason I love having the bike with me every time. I always take the bike. So while I'm up here in the town I'm in, I can at least ride down. It's about 10 miles to a store, but I could get some food tomorrow. It's a little late today. I'd like to find that emergency cache. While I'm up here, I came up here to drop off the solar panel, the Travoca power station, the generator, a bunch of stuff, and everything made it here except two things that are the most important things right now. The first thing is the cooler, the freezer cooler, the Travoca that I showed you before with all the food in it. That's in another car that broke down behind us. We thought they were just, it was a minor problem, they'd be catching up with us. I thought I would just ride a little bit. So I take the last 13 miles and ride, get everything delivered here by my friend you see in the video, and I get here, and everything made except the cooler and the one other important thing that I can't find right now, and that's my emergency cache with my food, all my safety stuff, you know, personal things. Yeah, I really broke my rules, and the plan was in the last couple days was to have some stuff taken up here to the other base camp, dropped off, then I was going to bike a little ways, get a ride a little bit from a different person, and then hopefully that would all just jive together and I would end up here with everything I needed. But I didn't. And I think the important thing here was the ice chest, the cooler, the freezer, and the food. Now, I can solve that problem, right? That's like a couple days out. Some of this stuff will go bad, right? But I can solve those kinds of problems when I'm out here. Might have to ride into town and load up the bike with fresh stuff. I'll get the cooler. I got everything else up here. I got the Travoca power bank and the solar panels and working on some things up here. But that was really important. But the other thing that I'm going to tell you about that I found was probably more important than anything, other than, of course, you know, the man purse with all my real important stuff in it. But, you know, there's things in here that I got 2 or 3 days sitting here, and unless I want to ride a long way into town, then I could use the stuff in here. And some of it's really important, like the first aid kit. And, you know, of course, first aid kit, no big deal. You can get away with not having one of those. But what's in here, I just want to share with you what I have in the emergency kit. And the other stuff is coming, no problem. And stuff that I always take right here in this little bag called emergency cache. All right? That's like one of the most important things I have. Now, of course, got the stove. All that stuff came with me. You know, I never even unloaded that stuff. It was on the bike, in the bike stuff. But it was like the ice chest and things like that, you know, that I had to have help with moving around, and I always do. So the important things I have in this bag, and I just can't stress this stuff enough, is protein, right? And it could just be a day's worth. I could get by 2 days, maybe 3 with this stuff. So, of course, water, and this stuff here, I can do 2 or 3 days. And protein, I have about 3 or 4 of these peanut butter honey packets. I use these when I'm riding. And in my videos, I talk a lot about I buy food along the way and I eat out a lot. So I'm not, you know, carrying a lot of food. And that's why I have stuff at a base camp I can resupply. But this stuff here is just my emergency cache in case I don't get food or for some reason there's no town, the store's closed, whatever. So a few of those. I don't like these very much, but I gotta have them around. Some top ramen, You know, you can find your, it's, you know, whatever, choose your poison. But a couple of those. And then I like to have some broth with me, even if it's some cubes of, you know, bouillon, chicken cube, you know, chicken bouillon cubes. But this here, a couple of those packets. In emergencies, I take a few of those and some teas. And classic old hobo food is these little packets here that should probably be thrown away and get some new ones. Mustard, ketchup, hot sauce, salt and pepper, things like that. So that's the emergency cache, and that's what I was freaking out about. I was like, oh no, I don't even have the little emergency cache today. And you know, I can hang out for a couple days and wait for stuff if I have that little bag with me and a few other little snacks that are hidden away. I think the main thing in this video is just think about, what do you have to have with you? What if the car breaks down, right? What if you know you got all that other stuff, all the kind of like luxury stuff, but the things I know I need are in this bag, my clothing, right here, emergency cache, man purse, and I'm good to go. For a little bit anyway. Please like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed that, and I hope my little situation here, well, it taught me a lesson, and I hope maybe it, you know, shared something with you that you could use in the future. Thank you.